Okay, should be live. Shooting the shit episode 186. 186 going live out to things, and yeah, everything looks good from here, so good. Right, so this one is Doom. The new Doom game, Doom. It's going to be Doom Eternal, which only happened today. Well, it didn't happen today. It got thingied at E3, but we didn't know anything about it until today because it's QuakeCon. So that's when they do their Quake things, and since Doom's in with Quake, you can take control of demons to take on the Doomslayer. Invasion. So it's like if someone's playing the game, you can jump into their game and then try and kill them and stuff, which sounds pretty cool. So you invade games, and you take control of the demons to bring down the Doomslayer, who is Doom Guy, basically. So he's the character you always play in the Doom games. So that sounds pretty cool. They can go in one-on-one or team up to form a slaying hunting party, which sounds really fucking cool. ID indicated that this was not the only form of multiplayer. We will cover more details about what's coming, but this is a big change, and it reflects a new approach to the game. We're not just making a Doom game anymore. We're building Doom universe. More on this as we report from QuakeCon. So, yeah, and there's some videos of it, and it looks really good. There's a shotgun, like the double barrel shotgun that's like the super shotgun or something they call it, and it's got a hook on it, so you hook the guy and it pulls you right in front of him, and then you can blow his fucking face off with a super shotgun. So that is cool, because that's one of the best weapons in the game, but the problem is you had to be close. So now you've got like a hook and it pulls you towards them, and then you shoot them in the face. So it looks really good. Yeah, because the newer one was actually good. They did a good job of making it like Doom but new, and it was really fun. And this is like the follow-up, and it looks like they've added more shit, so that's always good. And a sword, I don't know anything about that. I just seen the screenshots of it and stuff. So it looks like a kind of more open world thing as well. Don't know. Because usually it's in corridors, and like a space station on Mars was like the first one. So it was mostly all corridor based until you got into hell, and then it was open a wee bit but not really. This one seems like it's more open, like it's on Earth this time. So yeah, it looks quite good. We'll see where it goes. I'm looking forward to it. I know you probably don't know what I'm talking about, so.
No, I don't. So I'm just listening. I'm just like, yeah.
No clue. You must. Maybe not. Maybe you never played Doom. Like the old one. I don't know. Probably not.
No, I never played Doom. Sorry.
First person shooter where you run around and beat up hell demons.
Yeah, I know what it is. I just never personally played it.
Right. So you get to. They've made more of the melee thingy combat or something as well. So you get to jump up in their face and kick them in the face and do stuff. I don't know. They're doing lots of shit. And basically, Doom Guy doesn't really give a shit, right? He's just pissed off at the demons and he wants to fuck them up.
Mm-hmm.
Seemingly because they killed his rabbit. I don't know how true that is, but it could be true. Seemingly when they invaded Earth the first time, they accidentally killed his rabbit, and so he grabbed the gun and started shooting them all and fucking them all up. And then he's been captured a couple of times and put in stasis, and then woke up and then beat the shit out of them again and closed the portals, and yeah. But seemingly that was a Easter egg in the first Doom was a rabbit or a rabbit's foot or something, and seemingly the Easter egg was that it was his rabbit that the demons killed, which made them go rage induced and kick shit off all the demons. So yeah, I can see that being the sort of thing that they sort of added for the laws, because Doom was like one of the first person shooter games, so like way back in like 1996 or something. Anyway, so that's that. What other thing I've got? Okay, you might like this one. Well, I don't know. You do like your Nazi symbols. So, Germany lifts the total ban on Nazi symbols in video games. Don't know if you knew that, but Germany...
I did not. Well, I knew that they had things banned. I didn't know that they lifted it.
No, yeah. So basically any World War II game had to have all the Nazi imagery taken out. So, like your... the swastika and the badges, you know, the like, is it a hawk or an eagle? Do you know that one?
Yeah.
That one.
It's an eagle.
Right. So they have to take that out. They have to do quite a lot. As you can see it in one of the pictures on the thing, where the armbands are all changed and stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's better. That's leaning a little bit more towards free speech. They should completely lift the ban on it completely.
Yeah, well, in video games they've lifts the total ban on Nazi symbols in video games. I've not read this. I've just seen it and thought, oh, that's interesting. Because usually they'll get them, but they'll get them later. And I didn't see, in this day and age, I don't see the point in trying to do that, because people just get the non-censored version anyway. Like, they just get the files and put them in. So it just it just gave the artists more work, right? It's just stupid.
Oh, I agree.
So
I think it's stupid to censor such things anyways, though.
Well, the thing is, Germany's so fucking uptight about it. Like, because they were the bad guys, if you see what I mean.
But trying to censor stuff could just lead to that thing again. Like a repeat of history kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, because you're banning history, and then if you don't know how it happened, then how can you avoid it next time? Yeah, but I don't think you get that. I don't know, Germany's weird with the bans and stuff. So Nazi symbols can now appear in video games in Germany, ending a long-running and frequently ridiculed censorship. Germany bans symbols belonging to unconstitutional groups, which has caused problems in games where the Nazis are a frequent adversary. In games like Wolfenstein series, German editions would change Hitler's name, remove his moustache, and replace swastikas with another shape. The change means Nazi symbols used in an artistic way will be allowed. Until now, using banned symbols would prevent a video game from being considered for compulsory age rating, essentially banning it from being sold in stores. The ban on extremist symbols is still in place, but rating body USK said the rules will now be applied to video games in the same way they are used for films. It should have been that way. Oh. It's just like, oh, what? I didn't know. I thought they did it in films as well. I didn't know that they... well, that's stupid, because video games are like films. So on a case-by-case basis, a game could get past the rating procedure if an artistic or dramatic use is justified. Well, why wouldn't it be? Like, what does that even mean?
I don't know.
Well, if you're fighting the Nazis in World War II, then yeah, it's justified. If you're fighting the Nazis, then yeah, it's justified. Like, that was their symbol. Oh. It also said a game which is clearly opposed to the banned group's ideals could qualify, which is the case for many games that require a large number of Nazi soldiers to be killed by the player. Yeah, I mean, if you've got a game that's about killing Nazis, then I don't think it supports the views. Just saying.
I'd say not.
Shaving Hitler. The ban on Nazi symbols in games dates back to the 1990s. One recent controversy involved the blockbuster game Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus, set in alternative history in which Nazi Germany won World War II and in which Hitler is still alive. I've never played that, so I don't know. Because they social justice all over it, so yeah. The German version of the game replaced every swastika with the game's logo or other inoffensive symbols in most countries. In most countries, when Hitler's character enters a scene, he is welcomed as the Führer, but in Germany he is referred to as a Chancellor, and his recognisable moustache mysteriously disappeared.
That's freaking dumb. Do you think they banned like Charlie Chaplin's mustache then?
They must
He
do.
has the same mustache.
I don't know.
Just like, no. I wonder if you can get that mustache in Germany, or if you'll get like arrested.
Probably.
That's really funny though.
Yeah.
And pathetic.
Well, that's what happens when you start censoring shit. It starts getting ridiculous. So these changes were needed to put the game on sale in Germany at all, but the intended meaning was still clear, and the censorship was ridiculed both in Germany and worldwide. The next game in this series, Wolfenstein Youngblood, was unveiled in June with a German language trailer that replaced all its swastikas with other geometric shapes. And it's not yet clear if Bethesda, the game developer, will try to submit an uncensored version of the game for the German market. But Bethesda's Nazi fighting series isn't the only game to have run into problems with German censors. The developers of this TV tie-in, South Park: Stick of Truth, faced a problem with their Nazi zombie characters, and chose to cover the symbols with crudely drawn black boxes sticking to the rules while making fun of them at the same time. Of course they did. At South Park, that's what the guys do. Aside from the banned symbols, German games are often far less violent than their counterparts in other European countries. blood is often toned down, bodies have a tendency to disappear, and sometimes human characters are turned into robots for German editions, since killing robots is viewed as a less violent act. Other countries also censor violent or sexual content, notably Australia, which has rejected several major titles in recent years unless changes were made. They include South Park, which replaced its sexual scenes with an image of a crying koala and written explanation of what the scene could have contained. And The Witcher 2, which was only released after sex scenes were edited. So yeah, Germany. Or Australia as well. Australia, you can't even take drugs in games in Australia. Like, they ban it. If like the drug gives you an extra ability, like extra stamina or whatever, you're not allowed to use that for some weird reason. It's because they don't want drugs to be shown in a positive light. That's the reasoning behind it. Anyway, yeah. So that's that. I told you my articles were quite small. There's 2 done already. This one's quite long. Do you want to take this one?
Well, I was gonna say, since you have that long one or whatever, maybe I could go do my food now. And then that way you have a thing to do, and then when I come back, we'll do my article, and then maybe the Monday map.
Yeah, but I was going to run and get a pee first.
I don't have anything to talk about while you go pee.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, go pee very quickly.
Yeah.
And I'll think of something to tell the viewers.
I'm on the IGN.
Go. Just go pee. Okay. He's gone. You know, the cat never listens back to these things. You could say absolutely anything. Do we have, I wonder, if we have any people off to the side? Any chat? I do not have low energy. Few. I'm actually like really tired because like I didn't get like a lot of sleep last night. My boyfriend like woke me up in the middle of my sleep, and then I couldn't like get back to sleep very easily. And then I went to work all day, and there was so many people at my work all day because like it was a there was like a bunch of sales and stuff. It's like Joanne's like 75th anniversary, and just bringing out all the old people, winning all the things. So yeah, the cat's always violent. He's a violent Scottish cat. Claw your eyes out. And he's coming back.
Right, I'm back.
I talked to the chat a little. They didn't have much to say, but I talked.
Is there chat? I don't know. I don't look. I've got like 5 windows open, and I don't look at the chat because I've not got the.
Yeah, it's like I went over and I looked at the chat. They had a few things to say. So I addressed this thing.
Okay, hi chat.
There you go. Alright, I'll go do my food and stuff now.
Yeah.
Then, and you can do your article.
Yeah, so this is IGN getting caught being shit. Like, no one didn't think they weren't anyway, but this time they sacked a writer for basically the what was it? Dead Cells was a game. A review of Dead Cells on IGN was put up, and a couple of people noticed that it was nearly word for word the same as a YouTuber's review, and they started like telling IGN, what the hell are you doing? What is this? So they apologised and sacked the writer who was alleged to have plagiarised a game review. No, he did. It's nearly word for word. It's just like, what? The company was criticised after YouTuber Boomstick Gaming found similarities between his video of the title Dead Cells and IGN's review of the same game. Although the IGN review has since been removed, it can temporarily still be accessed via Google's web cache. In response, IGN have removed the review from their website, apologised to Boomstick Gaming, and parted ways with the reviewer. "We take our review process seriously," read the official statement. "We apologise to our readers, developer Motion Twin, and most especially the YouTuber known under Boomstick Gaming. After taking the time to investigate, we have determined there were substantial similarities between a review posted weeks earlier and our review that could not be justified. The review itself was simply not acceptable. We've parted ways with the writer involved." How has the YouTuber responded? Don't know. Speaking to the BBC, Alex K, the man behind Boomstick Gaming YouTube channel, explained his ideal outcome did not include the IGN writer losing his job. As for the writer, Alex K said, "This was his first video review for IGN. It is slightly understandable to seek knowledge from someone who has done multiple reviews before, but it should not have been replicated in this manner. I foster no ill wills towards him and do not encourage the firing of this gentleman. I have been employed for 6 months now and would not wish this burden on anyone. I do not know much about the writer, but hopefully finds a career soon." Yeah, no, I wouldn't be like that. I'd be like, no, fuck this guy, man. He stole my shit. And then fucking put it up on the IGN. Don't do that. What's wrong with you? Fucking hell. I do not know much about the writer, but hopefully he confirmed he was contacted by IGN's editorial manager of games, Tina Amerai. I don't know, some retard name. I don't know. It's not a name I know. Who offered her apologies to him and said she understood the efforts made by passionate people like him in their work. So yeah, here's the tweet. "I will do everything in my power to ensure we make amends today and that something like this does not happen tomorrow or ever again. What are the similarities between the reviews?" Well, there's a lot. There's a hell of a lot. Identifies 10 similarities between the two reviews in a video posted to his YouTube channel. Among his complaints, he claims both videos follow a similar structure. In fact, instead of me reading this, I'll play the video, because that just seems better and I don't have to read it. So if I do this, come on, there we go, and there's this, what is it? Is it this one? Yeah,
what's up, guys? This is Deadite from Boomstick Gaming. We have a slightly weird issue today. I put out my Dead Cells review last week, and then IGN put out their written and video review today, and it turns out the gentleman there at IGN seems to have watched my video and copied a lot of it, so I'm not sure what to do about this. Let's just walk through it, and I'll show you what I mean. First off, this is the Boomstick Gaming. That's myself. Let's go ahead and start. Dead Cells takes a progression of a Metroidvania and integrates it into this procedurally generated action roguelite that has you slowly chipping away at its steep difficulty.
It takes the progression system of a Metroidvania and transforms it into a procedurally generated action roguelite.
Okay, not that similar. Some similarities. Let's proceed. In Dead Cells, you'll need to kill your way through a labyrinth of levels, all punctuated by boss encounters that starts off quite linear, but the more you play, the more routes and game mechanics will open up to you.
In Dead Cells, you fight your way through an ever-changing labyrinth of levels with branching paths.
You might not be able to make it to the final boss on your current run, but if you can manage to salvage some blueprints for some new gear, or better yet, an ability-altering rune, it makes it all worth your while even if you can see your death just around the corner. This is the type of roguelite that, yeah, sure, you could beat the boss on your first attempt, but you're probably not going to and you're not supposed to. Let's stop there. Let's see what Philip has to say next.
You're almost guaranteed not to make it all the way through on every run, but as your efforts lead you to blueprints that unlock new gear, it makes it all worth your while.
Okay, switch over to me. In most games of this genre, your coolest skills and spells are often set to strictly long recharge timers or a limited mana system, but in Dead Cells, your abilities have incredibly quick recharges and allow you to seamlessly integrate these gadgets into normal encounters, and it doesn't make you feel penalized for using your cool stuff.
Most games limit your most useful skills with long cooldown timers or a limited mana system, but Dead Cells encourages you to use your deadliest gadgets with a fast recharge timer. It never punishes you for using your best tactics.
Okay, this is one of my favorites here, this part. This combat system is fast, fluid, responsive, and one of the most rewarding representations of 2D combat of the entire genre.
Fights are fast, fluid, responsive, and hands down one of the most gratifying representations of video game combat I've ever experienced.
So it's starting to get a little fishy, huh? Also in place is a mutation system that has you pick from various buffs that can enhance and alter your abilities, but
system, which adds another layer of diversity to how you can play. This is where you can choose from various buffs that enhance and alter your abilities.
Alright, stellar writing, Philip. Dead Cells only falters slightly with some repetition setting in, especially on the early areas and during longer play sessions.
Dead Cells does falter slightly with some repetition, but it's only felt in its earlier areas and during the extended play sessions.
The enemy designs here are interesting and fun to fight, but in the first level alone, you'll probably have killed the same enemy about 50 times already, and that same enemy will be used throughout various levels.
While early level enemies are a good introduction and make for fun and interesting fights early on, you can only kill so many zombies before it starts feeling a little stale.
The game does, however, encourage you to rush through repeat areas by having timed gates that lock after a certain amount of time has passed, and if you're playing like a speedrunner, you'll be rewarded, and this helps alleviate some of that repetition I mentioned.
Speedrunning is not only encouraged, but it's embedded as its own game mechanic. Almost every level has a door that will unlock after a certain amount of time elapses.
Alright, and last but not least, we have my absolute favorite, which starts at 3:07 on both videos exactly. Dead Cells figures out an intriguing way to have your roguelite and Metroidvania experience all in one by focusing on your failures and urging you to try something new the next time.
Dead Cells strikes a perfect and engaging balance between the Metroidvania and roguelite experiences by focusing on your failures and urging you to experiment each time you do fail.
So I guess that's it. It's kind of flattering, I guess, that IGN is watching big Boomstick Gaming, but I don't know. What do you do about this kind of thing, guys? Let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.
Yeah, so there you go. So yeah, it's very fucking similar. YouTube has a long and complex relationship with copyright. How common is it? Its controversial content ID system has proven to be effective, although not perfect, at identifying when someone has unlicensed music or footage, but it cannot do anything about the alleged plagiarism in this case, where the footage is every day, with popular YouTubers even accused of adapting content from similar channels. And with this type of plagiarism so difficult to spot, Jason Snyder, news editor of the game website Kotaku, well, of course, he's a shit, so called for people online to refrain from being critical of IGN Before you attack IGN for this, please do remember that nobody else at IGN could have possibly known that this had happened, and that a whole lot of good people at IGN were also harmed by this writer's actions. No, I think the editor should probably try and like not have this happen, but I mean they did do a thing and looked into it, so what do the game developers think? There is another side to this controversy, how it affects Motion Twin, who developed a video game which lost its 9.7 out of 10 review from IGN overnight. In a statement to the BBC, Motion Twin called the situation quite uncomfortable. The public shaming and witch hunting that occurred on social media seems unnecessary and downright immature given the circumstances, read the statement. From this perspective, it was refreshing to see the way that Boomstick, the real interparty, handled himself, always referring civilly and strikingly human. In any case, we can have more constructive public discussion than what we've seen so far. Some have asked about how we feel about losing the review. The rest have been stellar, and IGN will do another. In any case, the internet drama will have more than made up for any lost visibility. It's just a shame that it had to come to such a cost and contribute to more online negativity. Yeah, okay. So that's that. I'm getting through the articles a bit fast. Anyway, that'll do us for the YouTube bit. The next thing is Gav getting told to take stuff down because they're using Microsoft servers, or Microsoft told them to, or something like that. Right, so by YouTube, go to aerithradio.co.uk and listen there, because the YouTube bit's over. Yeah, and give me a second to shut all this down.